On the 6th of December 1992, a crowd of Hindu extremists bypassed indecisive officials and the unmotivated forces of law and order and reduced the mosque to rubble. Riots broke out throughout India. Muslims were hunted down, and in Bombay the scenes of violence recalled the massacres of the partition era. The horrific strategy paid off. Muslims were now held responsible for all the evils and all the failures in a country which was 80% Hindu. The nationalists reaped the harvest of their hate campaign. In 1998, they won the national elections and governed the country for 6 years.
I think perhaps most important of all is that Gandhi believed very strongly always in talking to your opponent, to winning your opponent around by dialogue, by conversation, also by charm, but by trying to win people over, you know, by using your influence. Whereas the members of the Hindu right, we find time and time again, don't believe in this. They believe in using violence to achieve their ends. They don't believe you should debate with an opponent, you should just squash them, you should crush them. And you see this time and time again in the way they act.
In May 2004, contrary to all expectations, the Congress party bounded back, and all eyes were on its leader, Sonia Gandhi, the widow of Rajiv. She gave in to the political demon to safeguard the future of her children and to ensure the continuity of the Nehru-Gandhi dynasty.
Bharat Mata ki Jai! Bharat Mata ki Jai! Bharat Mata ki Jai! Bharat Mata ki Jai! Bharat Mata ki Jai!
Even though she always wears a sari and speaks in Hindi, the nationalists never miss an opportunity to brand her as the Italian woman. So as not to handicap her own side, she turned down the proposition that she become Prime Minister. However, she continues to lead the Congress party. Every 30th of January, the anniversary of Gandhi's death, the people pay homage at the place of his cremation. Today, none of India's leaders is Hindu. The President, Abdul Kalam, is a Muslim. The Prime Minister, Manmohan Singh, is a Sikh. And a Christian, Sonia Gandhi, leads the Congress party, which holds the majority in Parliament.
If Gandhi has left a positive message for India, it is certainly that of multiculturalism. It was his idea from the start, and from the start he was a man who defended the religious minorities and defended the peaceful cohabitation of communities. This multiculturalism is his most important positive legacy to us.
Each Friday, a small group of Gandhi disciples gathers to spin cotton at his cremation site. The same spinning wheel, the same gestures, the same physical movements, spinning cotton to defend India against imports. Today, the message of the disciples is more an incantation than a real economic policy. Until the beginning of the 1990s, India existed in a kind of self-sufficiency. The block against foreign products by the super-efficient customs authorities protected the country from foreign imports. Everything on sale was labelled Made in India. But in the past 15 years, the country's had to submit to globalization. Young people in the big cities pack into the new shopping centres, the new temples of India.
Quand il reviendrait en Inde aujourd'hui, il serait certain.
If Gandhi returned to India today, he would be horrified to see how much the country,
Le pays et sa classe moyenne notamment,
and the middle classes particularly, have plunged into Western consumerism.
Lui qui apprenait l'autosuffisance,
The man who preached the self-sufficiency of each village,
des petits,
the defense of the weak in a form of aestheticism which says,
d'ascèse, ne pas consommer plus,
don't consume more than you need and respect nature.
respecter la nature.
There was a whole ecological dimension in Gandhi's message.
Écologique dans le message de Gandhi.
10 months after having retaken power from the Nationalists on the 12th of May 2005, the Congress Party decided to celebrate with great pomp and ceremony the anniversary of Gandhi's opening up of the salt trade. As Mahatma Gandhi had done 75 years earlier, hundreds of young people walked the same route, 358 kilometers in 26 days. Sonia Gandhi was with them on the first day. All those taking part wore the uniform of the Congress Party, immaculate white clothes and forage caps. They symbolized Gandhi perfectly. Sonia's son, Rahul, is now 35. He's the great-grandson of Nehru, and he's finally decided to enter politics. He joined the marchers on the last day, as they arrived at this beach in Gujarat, where 75 years ago to the day, Gandhi shook the British Empire to its foundations by simply gathering a handful of salt. No longer the 35mm film of the 1930s, but digital video. But the cameras were there to capture the moment. Many of the ideas of Gandhi have been swept aside in the name of globalization. But his message of peace remains, a fraternal sentiment which could unite all Indians in spite of their differences. The rejection of hatred, a hate which is always capable of rising from the ashes. A hate which killed the father of the Indian nation.